Hi, I'm David Fenner, Creative Director of the Signifier. Welcome to the laboratory where Frederick Russell and his team developed the controversial technology that allows one to explore virtual recreations of recorded senses and unconscious realms of the mind of a subject using the Dreamwalker machine. In the Signifier, you take on the role of Frederick Russell, an expert in AI and psychology, and the main researcher behind an experimental deep brain scanner called the Dreamwalker. He now finds himself thrust into a web of intrigue and powerful interests in hopes of preserving his work. The game starts when you're asked by a government agency to investigate the memories of Joanna Cast, the vice president of the world's biggest tech company, who turned up dead in her apartment under mysterious circumstances. Your investigation begins in the real world, where you visit locations, search for clues, talk to characters, gather information, and make decisions. And then, there's your exploration of Joanna's sensory and unconscious realms from the brain scan taken right after her death.
Control Panel 1.2 is activated.
That's Evie, the AI that powers the virtual recreations of the Dreamwalker machine by synthesizing the data from the deep brain scan. As you ask her to find the specific memories that might help with the case, Evie is able to create a timeline for the events that can be explored in the virtual space. Inside each scan, you find different events that have been reconstructed for exploration. For most, Evie is able to create two versions. The objective version creates a virtual world from only the sight and hearing sensory data of the subject. Here, you must rely on your observation skills to interpret and make sense of the scene without the clutter of any subconscious responses the subject may have had. Where possible, Evie also creates a subjective version of the event that attempts to interpret how the memory was felt. This creates a more fluid environment. Investigating the subjective state is not simple. Reconstructed memories are based on fuzzy sounds and images of the brain, and if you add subjective data, the subjective state becomes a place that is hard to interpret. Here, you may have to deal with perspective and time errors that need to be fixed, raw data, avatars, subjective entities, and sometimes, subjective data might be even blocked by the subject's subconscious mechanisms themselves. You can freely move between memory and events as you discover them, and begin to piece together a more complete version of events, and try to find the truth in them. Both reality and mind complement each other. What you find in the mind might be useful in reality, and vice versa. The Signifier is a first-person tech noir mystery adventure that blends investigation, experimental psychology, and artificial intelligence.